Introduction to Physics Practical Reporting. Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be teaching you how to report physics practicals in your West Africa Examination Council and also in your NECO. It is very imperative that you follow the instructions that are given to you in your physics practicals. Three areas in physics are basically used in physics practicals. They are mechanics, optics, and electricity. Under mechanics, we talk about your pendulum bulb experiments, talk about your moments experiments, and talk about again also your density experiments amongst others. Under optics experiments, you talk about your rectangular glass prism, talk about your mirror, and talk about your triangular glass prism. In the area of electricity experiments, there are various instruments in which you can be tested, your potentiometer, and also again to verify Ohm's law. Various misconceptions are being observed when reporting physics practicals. They are observation, graphs, slope, deduction, precaution, and definition of terms. Under observation, students tend to have misconception in the units, significant figure or decimal places, the trends, evaluation, and the composite table. Some quantities and their units. Let's look at length or distance. The unit for length is centimeter. It must be observed that the international unit is meters, but during experiments, our meter rule is calibrated in centimeter, so must ensure that we use the right units in our observation. For time, it is seconds. For current, it is ampere. For voltage, it is volts. For temperature, it is Celsius. For resistance, it is ohms. Significant figure / decimal places. This is another very important area we must take into consideration. 6.54 is in 2 decimal places. 6.546 is 3 decimal places. 0.60 is 2 decimal places. Please observe that 0.6 and 0.60 are 2 different things. Please go through your significant figure and ensure you understand it. Under trends, what does trend talks about? Every formula in physics follows a particular pattern. We have our x in centimeter, our voltage in volts, and our current in ampere. Under trend, we talk about as x increases from 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so the voltage also increases 0.2 to 0.4, 0.5 to 0.7, and 0.8. That's a trend. So whenever we are considering physics practicals, we must put into consideration the trends, the pattern it is following. Evaluation. Various evaluations are given to us in physics practicals, and most times students find misconception in these areas. -3 square is -9, and bracket -3 close the bracket square is 9. V inverse is the same thing as 1 over V. These and more under evaluation students find challenging. Composite table. When reporting in physics practicals, it is always essential that your variables are presented horizontally, and every parameters must be on the same straight line. We must not break it just because space may not be enough. So we see there that your current inverse and your resistance inverse is separated from your arrow, your V, and your I, which ought not to be. We can find a sample of electricity experiments where we have our length in centimeter, our voltage in volts, our current in ampere, then log of V and log of I. Observe that they are all uniform in terms of significant figure. And again, observe that they are in trends. As your length increases, your voltage is increasing. Observe that the parameters L, V, I, log V, and log I are all in a straight line. Summary. Under observation, the key points to note are your units, significant figure or decimal places, evaluation, trends, and composite table. Thank you for watching. Please drop your comments, subscribe, and like.